Go ahead.
Okay. Barney, a couple of years ago, when Northeast Indiana Urology and the Prostate Cancer Center decided to offer some free screenings, what was the purpose of that?
Well, we know that a lot of people kind of are concerned about going to see a doctor to have a prostate cancer screening for whatever reason, but we know that it's also very important that men get screened. So we wanted to try to make sure that there weren't any obstacles from a financial standpoint, make it very convenient for somebody to come in and get their screening.
And then the idea, obviously, what you had to do was to get the word out to the public that you were doing this, let people know. And you tried some different combinations of media, as I understand it.
Yes. We started out because we weren't quite sure. We were just starting what would be most effective, if newspaper or radio. We didn't really consider television. But so we went about half and half with our budget, about half in newspaper and about half in radio. And we also looked on the radio side at some different options, some FM options, AM station options. And what we found is that we tracked the people who called us where they heard about the screening. And we found that the print wasn't very effective, that we were getting most of the patients from radio. And WOWO was in the mix along with ESPN, and we found further that within the radio people that most of the people had heard it on WOWO and ESPN. So we ultimately put all of our money, our budget, into WOWO and ESPN, and ever since we did, we've been able to fill all 50 slots, which is what we offer every time we have a screening.
Excellent, excellent. And so, as I understand it, what happens here is that when people come in for the free screenings, lives may actually be saved. You may find out that some of these men who come in have prostate cancer or need further testing, and then you discover it, and they get treatment, and perhaps lives are even saved.
That's right. You know, we've had people come in that have had quite high PSA levels, which is a simple blood test, or that their prostate has had some irregularities to it. And both of those are indicators that there might be a problem and that they need further follow-up. So that's been quite helpful. The other thing is that in addition to the screening, the physician talks with the patient, and sometimes they discover other issues that they're having. Maybe trouble with urination, getting up frequently at nighttime, urinating, and other things. So beyond the prostate cancer, we've even found other things that patients have benefited from.
Okay. So to summarize, after some trial and error, you settled on WOWO and ESPN radio as the best way to fill up your slots.
Yes.
I want to talk about one more thing too. I know that when you and I discussed this originally, we actually had a plan for WOWO and ESPN, and that plan was to use me because I was a prostate cancer survivor, and you guys had actually discovered my prostate cancer and treated me in the past.
Right.
So I wonder if you think that perhaps my voicing my personal experience has helped this process along.
I think it has. We don't have any, that's not something we've been able to track, but I certainly think it has because, you know, your familiarity with prostate cancer and with Northeast Indiana Urology has allowed you to speak to it in a very frank and open way. And that's really what is needed, is to talk about prostate cancer in a very open way and to let people know that it is important. It's nothing to be frightened of. It's not a big deal to get checked. It's actually rather easy. And so I think that definitely has helped.